nice. Ooh. All right, everybody. Welcome to our first episode.
I'm Daniel Moquin.
And I'm Jessie Johnson.
And I love sports.
And I know absolutely nothing about sports. So I'm asking my boyfriend to explain them to me.
And I'm a big man, and I want my girlfriend to love sports and
And I just really want to know sports well so that I can get closer to my boyfriend. Because all he does is watch sports, and I never get to see him anymore.
And I just went to the bathroom and had the chocolate fountain out of my butt.
And for me, I just need something else to do while I'm cooking in the kitchen. So I figured maybe sports.
And I never thought I could just be with one woman for these last 3 years, but she's really made me not even think other women are attractive because she's just the perfect woman.
Okay, so
I was like, how do I make
the bit.
this up?
That's the bit that we chose to open our very first episode.
Unscripted, believe
it
it or
was
not.
unscripted.
Yeah.
We just did that last second. We just went with it, and that was it. So here we are now.
Yeah, and if you don't know us, I'm actually Jessie Johnson.
And my name's Daniel Moquin. That was my voice. That was not pre-recorded. I do have good vocal range.
Same.
So welcome to our first episode where...
Yeah, welcome to Bed and Sports.
Sports in bed.
Sports and Bed. What did I say?
I don't know. It was bad, though.
Yeah.
It was real
like,
bad.
That would be called a foul?
Possibly. You're coming in hot, which I appreciate. Yeah, it could be a foul. You might be a foul.
Okay.
We'll consider that a foul. So you got one foul. You only have 6 fouls before you foul out of the podcast. So if you have 5 more fouls before the end, you just have to leave.
What, do I sit on the ground like our dog if she's bad?
Yeah, I'll put you in the cage. I'll put you in the crate.
All right. But that works for you as well, right?
Oh, I could talk about sports all day, every day. I'm actually really excited to be doing this podcast because I just, I really do follow sports very closely. I have my whole life. So it's gonna be fun, I think. And so let's just establish right off the top your sports knowledge, because this is like the bit that we did earlier with me doing the voice and you just talking normally. That was
the infamous bit.
Yeah, that was real for the most part.
Yeah, I don't really know much about sports.
And why do you want to learn about sports now?
Well, I think sports, especially with the Olympics coming up, or happening now, I should say, it's kind of, I'm starting to see another layer to sports that I haven't seen before. You're always talking about sports. Yes, there's a part of me that wants to learn it so I can, have a conversation with my boyfriend.
Right.
But also, like, I don't know, with all the shit going on in the world and then the Olympics and all these countries come together and
yeah.
There is a little bit of hubris, but we'll talk about that later. But I do think it's nice, and then just pushing the body to the limit, and I don't know, I've found a new fascination with it.
Okay, so this is genuine. This is not you just being like, oh my God, he never spends time with me. All he talks about is sports, so I have to learn about them.
No, not at all. I mean, we watch a lot of like what the new Project Runway. I forget what it's called.
Making the Cut.
Making the Cut. We watch a lot of Making the Cut. We watch a lot of a really non-sports things, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. But anyway, this is a sports podcast, so please keep any kind of fashion bullshit out of this fucking room when we're doing the podcast, please.
Oh, we'll talk about sports and fashion at some point, but I do want to say that it's hard. Like, I want to learn it too, but I don't know how to learn it. There's so much involved.
It's called the wild world of sports for a reason. The wild world of sports. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So let's just test your. Yeah, I know it's wide world of sports. Our fucking producer here. So let's actually start there. Let's talk about this. Our producer is a guy by the name of Chris Wilmuth, who's a good friend of ours, and we recorded a test episode last week, and it went great.
It went
which is why
great.
we decided to do this again. And then, so we're recording on Wednesdays, and then I guess he apparently got robbed on a train.
By knife.
At knife point.
That's a foul.
2 days ago. And so he couldn't make it today. But Chris Wilmoth at King of Physical Comedy. I just want to start there because we're going to this week we have our roommate Drew Fox producing for us, and he's a complete idiot, but he's doing a good job.
He's not. He's great. Daniel likes to gaslight him, but
I don't even know what that means. Gaslight. We were trying to come up with a definition of that word the other day. Couldn't do it. Because it's very hard to define exactly what the line is.
We could do it, but now if we define it too much, Daniel can't continue to gaslight. So
Right.
we're going to keep it a gray area.
So anyway, Fox is producing for us this week. He's the fill-in producer, and we decided that we were going to sort of create this gambling thing. We're going to gamble on games.
Yeah, betting. Right?
Yeah, we're going to gamble, but not for money. You know what's on the line. I'm going to tell the audience, all 4 people that are listening, what is on the line. We're gonna pick 5 games every week. We're gonna make our picks on those games, and then the loser, whoever gets the worst record in those games of predictions, has to. Their punishment for losing is they have to pie our producer Chris in the face. But since this week he didn't show up. Because, little scary knife point robbery. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
Fox is producing this week.
Chris is okay, by the way.
He is fine. He's fine. He's fine.
But yeah, we're gonna pie Fox.
Yeah, we have to. The loser of this week's bets
Yeah.
has to pie Fox, and we're gonna make Chris watch.
Like the cuck he is, and we will we'll announce who won and who lost, or if we tied next week. So look out for that.
Right.
And
then Chris will hopefully be back next week. He's a good guy.
And yeah, so we have Fox today, and I have a little bit of experience with sports, but do you want to go first, or you want me to go first? Because you also have a lot of experience with sports, and I think that's a good place to start.
I played a lot of sports when I was like a kid, and then I kind of tapered off like my actual playing of sports in about high school. I stopped playing basketball. I stopped playing football. I stopped playing soccer. I played everything, and then I even played hockey when I was living in Canada. And then I basically just played golf competitively, and then a lot of pickup basketball after that as well. A lot of golf still to this day. But, I mean, the whole time that I wasn't playing sports, still watching them every day,
Dude,
every game.
You love sports.
We talked about this before. I don't know if I love sports or if it's, like, legitimately just part of my life now. Like I don't think I could just, you know what I mean? I can't just stop watching or talking about sports. Like, it's like a, like, deeply part of who I am. Especially the NBA and especially the NFL.
Yeah.
But I think I follow all sports pretty closely. I worked when I was in college. That's how I worked my way through college. I worked at a Division I broadcast truck where we did all of the New Mexico State Aggies, baseball, volleyball.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Basketball. And we had a good basketball program for a long time. We made the NCAA tournament every year. Not a great team, but they were good. Every year they made the tournament and lost in the first round. But, it was a good sports culture. It was a Division I school, mid-major conference. So I learned a lot doing that. Did various jobs there, camera operating, technical directing, all kinds of stuff. So anyway.
I played some sports.
Yeah. You actually have a good story as to why you don't like sports.
Oh, well, I don't like getting hit. I don't like being touched. I don't like unless it's like a friend. Like, I'll hug my friends and stuff. But,
Right.
like, I don't know. Okay, a lot of physical contact in sports. Also, I've broken both of my wrists at different times.
Mm-hmm.
Once ice skating, once on the monkey
Mhm.
bars. And I've seen my sister get hit in the face with a Frisbee. Like,
Ooh, that's hardcore.
yeah, it was hard. You're being hyperbolic. No, we were playing ultimate Frisbee.
Oh shit! You didn't say that.
Yeah, it's not like
Now
frisbee
that
golf.
I know, it was ultimate frisbee.
Yeah, it's not like frisbee golf. It's like football with the frisbee. Less tackling. But anyway, when you start, you have to huck the frisbee all the way down to the other end zone. So you're using a lot of force. And we were playing with my sister worked at ASU, and we're playing with the ASU physics team. That was the players we were getting.
For the record, I do think ultimate frisbee is a really tough sport to play.
It's so fun. I just feel like a dog.
It is fun, but I don't think it's a good product. Like I wouldn't watch that on TV.
Well, really quick though to wrap this up, he hucked the frisbee, and my sister was in the line of it, and he didn't see her, and so with all of that force, about 5 feet away, she took in that impact with her nose.
Oh, he cracked her in the face.
Yeah.
Did she break her nose?
I don't think she didn't break it, but there was like a lot of blood, and it was like we never went back.
Scarred.
Yeah.
So because your sister took a frisbee to the face,
It's kind of the last
with the
straw.
ASU physics team, you were like, I'm done with sports for the rest of my life.
I just never really got, but I played a lot of marching band.
Mm-hmm.
I was in marching band for 4 years, 3 years in high school, and then my first year of college.
Nerd.
I heard that a lot. But I will tell you something. I am actually connected to sports in a big way.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather actually arranged the first Super Bowl halftime show for Super Bowl I. And
That's actually really cool. I didn't know that.
brought something today.
What?
This is something my grandfather gave me. Fox, our producer, is pulling it up right now. In this folder, I have all these documents from him. It says rehearsal of Super Bowl I halftime show with featured star trumpet player Al Hirt, famous trumpet player, and the U of
I'll hurt you if you keep telling me this story.
Okay, you're out of here. The U of A Wildcat Marching Band, University of Arizona, and composer ranger Jim Johnson, my grandfather.
Wow.
And that's from that's from Super Bowl I. And Fox, if you can pull up that Wikipedia page, it's legit. There's Super Bowl I on Wikipedia. You can go under ceremonies and see U of A.
Now,
halftime show.
this is very impressive. I don't want to take anything away from your grandfather, from your family. This is very cool.
He's got a day named after him in Virginia.
That's amazing.
And what you're holding is the actual composition of the show.
Wow, look at that.
So that's kind of like a playbook.
No,
And
that's exactly what I was about to say.
And
This is cool, but I don't consider that. I mean, it's the Super Bowl halftime show. If your grandfather coached in the first Super Bowl, I'd be like, oh, yeah, he's good fucking sports pedigree. Okay, but he did the halftime show, which is amazing, and this is all very cool, but it's
I don't know.
loosely sports related, I'll say.
Al Hirt is like their quarterback. And the flutes are like the centers.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Did you know the flute takes the most air out of every instrument, including the tuba?
I actually did know that.
Yeah.
I was saving that for our music podcast.
Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. But yeah, I wanted to surprise Daniel and all of you with that. So
That's really cool.
I have a little bit of
So he just
sports
did
in my blood.
he just did Super Bowl 1.
I believe so. That's all the documents I
He
have.
must not have done a very good job then if they didn't invite him back for the next 60.
They
or
were like,
whatever.
we'll get Madonna.
Yeah, fucking Jim Johnson. I mean, he's great, but we could get fucking I don't know. What's that trumpet player's name?
But you could argue because he maybe implemented that halftime show that Janet Jackson's tit slipping was a product of my grandfather.
He directly affected the outcome of that Super Bowl halftime show. I agree.
Yeah, it's all a domino.
It's pretty cool. So, cool. So
That's my sports knowledge.
you hurt your wrists, saw your sister hurt her face, stopped playing sports,
Oh, I know what you're
and
talking
your
about.
grandfather arranged the very first Super Bowl halftime show.
Do I have time to tell one more thing in this little section?
Oh, we got plenty of time.
Okay, because I know what Daniel was referring to. I did tell him this before in confidence, but And I never liked PE. I had a really mean PE teacher. It was also an awkward time in my life because I was 13 and a girl. And one day it was like swim class in PE.
Mm-hmm.
And I started my period, but like I started. It was like my first period. And so it was like shocking.
So wouldn't it have been more of a comma?
No, it was definitely menstruation.
Oh.
It was I want you to understand what I'm saying. Like I bled.
From your vagina.
Yeah, for the first time. Like it was pretty shocking.
That's got to be terrifying. First period.
First period is
Now, did you have PE during first period?
You know what? It was like middle of the day, and it's funny you bring that up because I forgot this, but this adds a layer. But anyway, I started my period. I tell my teacher like, "Hey, I'm like sweating bullets. You know, I'm in there like
Right.
nervous as can be." Blah, 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 blah. I said, "Listen, I started my period." She's like, "Okay," and I was like, "I can't swim today."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, you should have brought a note."
What?
Or a tampon or something. And I was like, "Well, I'm not prepared." And we had these things called red pages in our like planners.
This is shocking to me that this is a woman
Yeah.
who's like fucking totally insensitive to the plight of a pubescent
Well, I'm thinking
girl.
now that I'm like older, I'm thinking this lady probably just like had it up to kids going in, "Oh, I got my period. I can't swim today."
Yeah, I mean, there was probably one kid at one point that was like, excuse me, miss, I got my period. And she's like, "You're a boy." Like
Probably
like,
Daniel. It's probably you.
there was probably, like, it probably worked for like a couple of the girls, and then like people just saw it and they're like, "Oh, we'll fucking
I didn't even tell you what happened yet, though.
get out of swimming by just fucking doing my period."
I didn't even tell you what happened yet, though.
Can you force a period?
I've tried, and you can't.
No, it's not.
But I've had periods like I had this mean boss one time gave me one look. I swear I just instantly started menstruating. She was so scary.
Wow.
So, but let me tell you what you
Oh,
don't
yeah,
even
finish
know.
the story. Finish the story.
Daniel already knows what happened, so he's getting ahead of himself. But she took this planner I have, and it had this red page in it. And if you don't have
Mhm.
the red page, you not only get detention, but you don't get to go to the end of the year like pizza party. So right in front of me, she said, "Well, if you don't have a note," tore out my red page. Now that you mention it was third period,
Wow.
it was third period. I had to go the rest of the day, like not only just like bleeding in my seats and like going to the bathroom as much as possible to like soak it up, but I then had to go to detention. And then I was like, I fucking hate PE.
That's honestly so crazy that she did that to you.
Yeah.
Well, like, fuck, man. That's like punishing somebody for like taking a big fart in a class. Or something
A
like.
period's not a big
Well,
fart.
it's a bodily function.
Becoming a
is what
woman.
I'm saying. No, but it's a bodily function. Like, it's something that you really can't help. Like, if you have,
What if you had one big fart a month?
yeah, like if you stored them up, that's genius. Actually, that'd be amazing. And then you could just unleash it on your enemies.
But you don't know when it's coming.
Yeah, if I was an athlete, I would do that. I would just save up my farts for like the big game against my rival, and then like just let it loose right in the middle of that game.
Yeah, but you don't have control over when it comes out.
But it's once a month. Well, no,
Like
that's what I'm saying.
like
If
a
you could
period.
hold all your farts,
I'm saying a period is like
and then
you know it's coming once a month, but you don't know exactly when it's coming.
yeah, I get it.
So the fart you can kind of predict, like sometime this week, it's coming.
Anyway, I can't believe that she did that. That's absolutely crazy to me. We should find her and make sure that she's not teaching anymore because
Oh, and
it's
then
a child.
and then I said I hate PE. When I get to high school, I'm gonna do marching band because it's 3 semesters and it's a third of credit each semester. So 3/3 will be 1 PE credit. That's what I need to graduate.
Right.
My last month of high school, I was set to speak at my graduation, and I got pulled into the principal's office or the guidance counselor, and she told me, your PE credits in marching band actually add up as to 0.3333. So you really get 0.999 infinity credits, which we round down to a half PE credit. So you actually only have half PE, half elective. So I had to do an entire coursework of physical education online, like health and nutrition, in a week, and I got a C, and I graduated and spoke at my graduation.
Wow.
So that was like my PE extent in high school was a week worth of online course.
You did online PE. Oh my god.
Yeah.
The kids from coronavirus are going to relate to that tremendously. I can tell you right now.
True.
Okay. So you hated sports with a passion
Yeah.
ever
Like,
since then. You
I-
don't follow
yeah.
them. Don't know anything about them.
I liked going to the football games and the marching band, but I didn't even really know what was going on. It just
Right.
like everybody's cheering. We should play a fight song.
Yeah. Well, all right. So where should we start? I think because the wild world of sports. In the wild world of sports, there's not a lot going on right now
Yeah.
because we have the Olympics, which is once every 4 years. We just had Euro Cup, which is once every 2 years. NBA season just ended.
Yeah, that was
Which
fun.
we'll come back to that in a second.
Yeah.
The NHL season just ended. There's actually a lot to talk about in the NHL, but no sports going on. NFL is about to start in a little over a month. So it's really the only like professional major sport happening in America right now is baseball. And the fact that you knew that already tells me that you're on the right track. You know something
Yeah.
already. So we don't, this is kind of a perfect time of the year to start a sports podcast because now we could just sort of establish
Yes.
the ground rules of sports,
Thank you.
establish the ground rules of our podcast all at the same time. And then, once the NFL season starts, we're going to get into it.
Yeah, I want to do a fantasy.
Yeah. You want to do a fantasy?
Yeah.
Okay, how about this as a fantasy? We are very rich. We live on a beach. And we also have a house in the woods that, is like very nice climate. It's kind of cooler, so we can spend, the summers up there and then
Yeah,
the fall on the beach.
with a teleporter from the wood house to the beach house.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a fantasy, it's a fantasy.
Yeah, we could go all the way. We could have fucking moon rockets and travel up to the moon every once in a while, dig little holes up there and leave treasure for ourselves to come back.
Is this what you do every year in your little league with your friends?
Oh, you want to join a fantasy league?
Yeah, dummy.
Oh, I thought you said you just wanted to have a fantasy. I was
You're
like, okay, let's
dumb.
try that.
I want to do a fantasy
So
football.
we will do a fantasy football league. We will be doing that for sure. I have like 5 leagues every year at least.
And then every time we get to that segment in the podcast in the future when we do fantasy, we can play Ludacris. What's your fantasy? That's probably been done, right?
I don't know, maybe.
All right.
I don't know.
Comment below if you like. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. There's no live comments.
Okay, so we're gonna start a fantasy league when the NFL starts. What else is going on in sports? So the NBA draft is happening. You know what that is, right?
That is when all the NBAs get together and they pick their players.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. And for anybody that might be listening and thinking, "Oh, this guy is a douchebag," you're not 100% wrong. But I am not just going out of my way to sit you down and set up these microphones or this camera to just be like, "All right, babe, I gotta tell you about the sports.
No way.
Otherwise, it's not gonna work out." Like, I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm not.
Yeah, we wanted to make that clear in this climate that I consent for this information.
I'm not going out of my way and just being like, "Oh," and just trying to belittle her. I do that off camera for the most part.
Yeah, we don't record that.
Yeah, that's just
This
off.
is not
That's
a
our
good look
private
for you.
life. I'm kidding. No, this is a very mutual thing where she's gonna. I'm excited for her because she's gonna go on her sports journey. I'm not gonna be there the whole time, but we're gonna have these episodes every week to kind of check in. I'm gonna help her, maybe teach her a few things along the way. It's not. Is that mansplaining? That's one thing I don't.
It's
No.
not, because mansplaining is if I were just sitting here like reading a book and you just set up all these microphones and the camera and sat down and said, "I'm going to teach you all about sports." The difference is I've asked you, "Daniel, can you please teach me about sports? Because I have no idea where to begin, and there's so many players and there's so many sports.
Right.
And I have no idea how to learn this vast knowledge."
The wild world of sports.
Is it really called that?
No, it's called the wide world of sports, but I like calling it the wild
I was
world
like,
of sports.
I've never heard either, by the way.
The wide world of sports is widely used. Everybody says that.
How is marching band nerdy, but saying the wide world of sports is
First of all, it started when it was like, I'm sure somebody had said that in the fucking like 50s for the first time.
So did marching band.
No, I'm just saying, like, if that sounds dorky, everybody in the 50s sounded dorky. Well, here we are in the wide world of sports.
Yeah.
Check it out. We've got the NBA starting up, and it's all white males and Wilt Chamberlain, and that's it.
Oh, look, my milk has arrived at the doorstep.
Oh, time to go fuck the milkman, honey.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah. Oh, look, that new thing outside. I think it's called a car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they were nerdy back then.
They were fucking ridiculously nerdy.
Cigarettes are good for you.
Yeah, I love smoking cigarettes and beating my children.
The 50s.
Yeah, so,
So you were telling me a good way to get into sports is to become a fan. And
oh,
that
right.
really spoke to me
That's where we were going.
or resonated.
The NBA draft is happening, which we will follow. Before we get into the NBA draft, I just want to say I want to talk about the NBA a little bit with you because this was a cool year for the league. It was cool, but it was also tragic because pretty much every star player in the league suffered a serious injury.
When Space Jam 2 came out, is that a coincidence?
Maybe not.
Because their star player is like
Right.
sucked up into
Yeah.
space or digitized. I don't
I
know.
haven't seen the new Space Jam.
Sorry to ruin it for you.
Fucking spoiler alert.
Yeah,
You have like 6 months before you can spoil things. Like if you don't watch it within the 6 months, then you spoil it. You know what I mean? But I feel like you have 6 months of lock and key for plot points.
Maybe I can put a censor over that.
Nah, who cares?
People will be like, "What happened in Space Jam 2?"
So the NBA, a lot of players got hurt, so that was kind of tragic in that way. But it was also really cool because you had sort of an opportunity for lesser-known teams or lesser-known players to kind of come to the forefront and make names for themselves. And this year, the finals, and for anybody that's listening to this that knows sports and has a good sports knowledge, I'm sorry, we are going to have moments where we're going to cover things that are very obvious. So this year, the Phoenix Suns made the finals, which was very exciting. Teams like the Atlanta Hawks, excuse me, made a deep playoff run. The New York Knicks made the playoffs for the first time in I don't even know how long. The Phoenix Suns, I think, had like a 10-year playoff drought, and this was the first NBA Finals they'd been in since 1993.
Are you sure?
Positive. Charles Barkley against the Chicago Bulls.
Oh, that's my team if I had to pick one because I'm from Arizona.
Right. And that's kind of how I wanted to start this conversation was, you got to pick your teams. When you get into sports, you got to pick your teams. And a lot of people are from areas that don't have close proximity to a lot of major teams. So it's hard.
Yeah, you were in New Mexico.
I mean, I kind of bounced around all over the place, which is
Yeah.
how I have a vast array of teams that I root for. Like I'm from Montreal originally, so I'm a huge Canadiens fan. And they're the best team from Canada. The best Canadian hockey team ever. I'm saying that because the producer today is from Toronto, and he's saying fuck you over and over and over. And all I have to say is, yeah, fuck me. But we've got, 24 Stanley Cups? So suck it. Anyway, so I'm a big Canadiens fan. Weirdly, I'm a Chicago Cubs fan. I grew up as an Expos fan, but they folded, moved to the States, and I was moving to the States at that time. I landed in New Mexico. TV station WGN, you may have heard of it. It's
Women's Guns Network.
Nope. Nope. I don't even know what WGN stands for, to be honest with you. But it's syndicated. It's like a nationally broadcasted network out of Chicago.
What you gonna know?
And
I don't know.
the Cubs were on that network like every day when I was a kid. And this guy Harry Carey.
Yeah, Harry
You've heard of him.
Carey from
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, exactly. He's infamous. He just had this voice, man. And he was just fucking awesome. So I that's how I became a Cubs fan. And other than that, I mean, NBA, I had every team. I just love that sport. I love that league.
I like watching basketball the most too.
Yeah, it's for my money, it's the best sport.
You know why I like it? Because it's so fast. It's just like point. Football is like, oh, now we're gonna move the sticks. Let's break for a halftime.
Yeah, I mean, you hear people say that a lot. It's like, but there is so much action in an NFL game that just because there's not points being scored doesn't mean that it's not exciting or well played game. Like people say that about hockey too, or soccer. Soccer really is the one that people are like,
Oh yeah, there'll be like
so boring.
Yeah.
It'll be there's many games end 0-0 in soccer,
Wow.
and then you have to
Just both losers.
no, they tie.
Just
It's a tie.
kidding.
It's a draw, as they call it. But like but like it's still an amazing display of athleticism. Like these guys, like they're still rocketing balls.
Yeah, I can't wait to
They still
really
have amazing touch.
get into the sport with you, like this
Yeah.
next season. Yeah.
Yeah, but basketball I think is the most accessible one.
Yeah.
So you're a Phoenix Suns fan because you're from Phoenix. That's obvious. Are you officially? Now is the moment where you can officially proclaim your team.
Yeah, because I am a Phoenix Suns fan.
Okay.
I'm a Phoenix Suns fan.
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
I watched the Phoenix Suns in 2008 when it was like Nash. He was like the star in Phoenix, and
Steve Nash was the man.
Stoudemire, and I had friends who worked in Scottsdale, and they'd be like, Stoudemire just came into my work, and it was just like, that was fun, like the sense of community.
Mhm.
I've always kind of had a weird thing of like having too much pride into something, but
Right.
as I get older, I can see the fun in it, especially when they're winning.
Mhm.
when they're like on TV and like I don't know, and then going to comedy shows and all the comics are like watching the game. Like you get this, it's like a new language. I think that's how you
Yeah.
put it one time to me. It's like
It is a
learning
language,
whole
yeah.
new language, and
It
it's
really is.
cool to communicate with other people.
Talking sports.
Talking sports
Yeah.
in bed.
I mean, it's yeah. But I think basketball's the easiest one to like really get into sports. And then once you get into that, you sort of understand like kind of the like, and that's the other thing that I find really compelling about sports. It's not just obviously, it's not just the game. It's not just the numbers. It's not just the individual performances. Like there's all of these narratives of franchises and teams and coaches, and they all have their individual stories. And just kind of watching how they all weave together and like create like almost its own universe, really. And
Yeah.
it's kind of beautiful to watch. So like that's really what I like about it the most. And so it's cool that you picked this year to get into sports, and the Phoenix Suns, great basketball team, did really well. They lost in 6 games in the NBA Finals to the Milwaukee Bucks, but they made it to the finals.
Yeah,
Hadn't done that in 28 years.
I thought they put up a good fight too.
Yeah.
I thought all the games were really exciting to watch. Like it wasn't. I never. Well, I'll be honest. The last game I was doing a comedy show, and I had to keep running backstage to see the score, so I missed like fourth quarter.
Yeah.
But no, I remember that third quarter was really exciting. Like
Game 6.
yeah, and so I just felt like they really played. It wasn't like a washout. Like is that the word? Washout. Or
All right, that's your second foul. Before halftime. Okay, so you're it's called a blowout.
oh, a blowout.
It's called a blowout.
Oh, that's what ladies do.
Yeah.
when they spend like rich ladies do like $65.
I thought you were going to say something
blowout.
completely different. That's what
No.
ladies do.
No, men
They just
want.
ladies blowed out their ass.
Oh, I thought you were talking about blowjob.
Oh, no.
Do guys say that in the locker room? Yeah, I was gonna get a blowout tonight.
Yeah, guys in the 50s, that's what they said.
yeah.
Yeah, my old lady gave me a blowout last night. Feeling great, Bob. Feeling great. No, but the NBA Finals, like legitimately, were very good this year. The whole playoffs were great. I think a lot of people didn't watch because there were a lot of injuries.
Oh, I
The
just
Phoenix
thought of
Suns.
something.
The Phoenix Suns were the only team that really didn't have any major injuries. Chris Paul missed a couple of games,
Yeah,
but other than that, they were healthy the whole time.
just a heartache at the end.
Yeah.
Did anyone go? The Bucks sucks. Bucks sucks. Did anybody yell that?
That's grammatically incorrect. You would say the Bucks suck.
The Bucks sucks.
The Bucks sucks.
I would say that if I was on the Suns.
And you know what would happen? There'd be like people would just turn around and roll their eyes at you.
They'd be like, the Bucks do sucks. There's camaraderie in within fans.
Oh my god. Ugh. Yeah. So you're a Phoenix Suns fan. Let's break it down. Let's break the Phoenix Suns down as they are now. Do you know who plays on the Phoenix Suns?
I actually do know. I do know more than I think you think.
Okay. I mean, I'm excited. Do you want to play a game?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to play a game called Does This Man Play for the Phoenix Suns?
Oh, that's even easier. I thought you were going to have me name them.
Okay. All right, we'll start with I'll give you a couple softballs here to start.
Okay.
Does this man play for the Phoenix Suns? DeAndre Ayton.
Yes.
Okay, you got one right.
These are like free throws.
Yeah. Does this man play for the Phoenix Suns? Mikal Bridges.
Yes.
2 for 2. Not the two biggest stars on the team either. They're stars, but they're not the biggest stars on the team. All right, so we're going to go down the list. I'm going to think of a couple more. Okay, does this man play for the Phoenix Suns? James Johnson.
No, that's my grandfather.
He's also power forward for the New Orleans Pelicans, so you are right.
That's my grandpa's name.
No, it's Jim Johnson, I thought.
James Hamilton Johnson.
Okay.
Jim Johnson.
Your grandpa was named after a president?
Yeah, and actually, weird enough, on my dad's side. On my mom's side, we're actually related to a president.
Wow. I had
I
no
think
idea.
Rutherford B. Hayes or something. I don't know. Anyway, enough about my lineage.
Does this man play for the Phoenix Suns? Tyshawn Alexander.
Yes. No, yeah, he does. I didn't remember Alexander, but I know Tyshawn.
Okay, so that's kind of a trick question because he's technically on their roster,
Yeah.
but played 0 minutes. So he's like,
Because I looked him up online. I tried to study because I had a feeling Daniel was gonna do something like this.
God, you knew it. How did you know? Okay, let's keep going down the list. JaMychal Green.
No.
Correct. So far you are 5 for 5.
It seems like all my studying in school instead of playing sports has helped me in this game.
All right, does this man play for the Phoenix Suns? Frank Kaminsky.
Yes.
He's actually one of my favorite players on that team.
Because he's white.
No. Partially, yeah, but no. Because he's a big dork, and he went to Wisconsin, and he just looked like an idiot.
Yeah, he does look
But he
funny.
he balls. He could shoot a 3. He's a 7-footer who could shoot a 3.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
It's a rare quality. It's becoming more common, but it's still pretty rare for a big man to be able to shoot that well. Okay, so 6 for 6.
And
Should we keep going?
You didn't name Chris Paul.
I did not.
You didn't name Cameron Johnson.
I did not.
You didn't name
That's all you got.
Cameron Payne.
Cameron Payne, Campaign for short. I love that name. That's
I know.
such a great name.
Bring the pain.
Campaign. Like he should have been a politician, not a basketball player.
Yeah.
Campaign's campaign.
And if he became a politician and a basketball player, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
He could like take a bill and if he didn't like it, just crumple it up and shoot it in a trash can.
Hell no.
That'd be tight.
Okay. Chris Paul may not re-sign with the Phoenix Suns. Everybody seems to think he's going to because he has a player option on his contract. Technically, he's under contract with them, but he has a player option where he can decline the next season of his.
And just go like head in first, working for State Farm.
No, he might retire. He might become a free agent.
Ooh.
Which at that point he could sign with any team. But he could decline his player option and still re-sign with the Phoenix Suns.
Okay.
Like he could ask for more money, or maybe he takes a pay cut so that they can sign somebody else to improve their team. There's a lot of options, but Chris Paul may not be a Phoenix Sun next year. So,
is he the only one up for grabs? Like, is everyone else set?
That's a good question. I know their core is definitely set.
He's the only
Devin
one.
Booker is signed for a while. DeAndre Ayton, I think, has maybe 2 years left on his rookie deal, or a year left on his rookie deal. Yeah.
Wait, so Chris Paul's the only one that could get drafted?
He's not. No, the draft is those are college players. They pick up college players and people from the G
Oh,
League. So they do not enter the draft.
Okay, my bad.
The draft is like 17 and 18-year-old kids from all over the world, mostly from universities here in America.
I thought the draft was like all the players go in a bucket and they like pick them out.
No,
Okay.
God, that would be awful. All right, so this is the way it works. This is the way most sports work, really. You have the season, and during the season, you can trade players. You can get you have a trade deadline at some point in the season. So you could trade, like, let's say I'm the GM of, let's say, the Arizona Cardinals,
Okay.
and you're the general manager of the Los Angeles Rams.
Okay.
Those are two teams that would probably not make a trade in the middle of the season because they are in the same conference or the same division even, and they probably don't want to make each other better. But let's just say it happened. I'm the Arizona Cardinals. I have a player named Kyler Murray, who's a very good young quarterback. And the Rams got a quarterback this season by the name of Matthew Stafford. They actually traded for him in the offseason. But let's just say I want to get rid of Kyler Murray. You have Aaron Donald, who's an amazing defensive tackle.
McDonald.
Should we trade?
No, I want mine.
You want to keep yours?
Yeah.
Okay, what if I throw in a first-round draft pick for next season? Will you give me Aaron Donald for Kyler Murray and a first-round draft pick?
Give me a first and a second. We got a deal.
Okay. So that's a trade.
Oh, okay.
So we just made a trade.
Dang.
Aaron Donald plays for the Arizona Cardinals now.
Wow. All right, because I
In this fantasy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So you
get
could you could do that up until the trade deadline.
Wow. What's the craziest thing someone's asked for in a trade, I wonder?
Crazy you don't even know the fucking half of it, Jesse. There's some crazy trades that happen.
Yeah, like
Every year
like
there's
the
crazy
deals
trades.
are big. What do I get if you want my player? Like are they asking
Well,
for
it just depends. Sometimes you trade
$1 million?
No, I mean you do get cash in some trades, but usually it's a player picks, cash considerations. You can trade, but mostly it's players for players or players for picks.
There's no one like kidnapping their baby and like if you want your baby back, you'll give me
No,
you'll give me Donald by midnight. Or
that would be very bad. I think that those people would go to jail.
all right, I don't know how it works.
Yeah, well, you're learning. You are learning. So you can trade players up until the trade deadline, and then after the season, you have the free agency period.
Yeah, don't even remind me. My free agency period. I don't know. I was trying to make a call back to when I had my period. Sorry. I don't know what that means.
That's the time when players, like, the season is officially over. So players whose contracts expire at the end of that season officially are on the market, and you can start official talks with them about signing with their team. Because if you talk, like, let's say you're Chris
it's
Paul.
like off the courting season.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
So let's say you're Chris Paul, I'm the Los Angeles Lakers. Hey, Chris, I want to sign you next season. If there's record of that happening during the season, that's tampering.
Oh yeah,
And they can get fined a shitload of money.
Yeah, he's
They
in a
could
relationship.
they could even lose draft picks.
Yeah.
I like how you relate this sports that's to relationships always. It's
Doesn't
great.
it seem like that?
Yeah.
It's like he's cheating on his team if he does that.
Right. It's called tampering, and usually the punishment goes on the organization that tampered with a player under contract.
Right.
But so when their contract is over, then they can fucking talk to whoever the fuck they want. Anybody can talk to them, and then you sign with the team.
Wow.
So that's one way you get players. The third way is the draft.
Cool. Okay. Well, and that's the NFL and the NBA.
Every major sport
MLB,
has a
WNBA.
draft. But the really big drafts are the NBA, NHL, and actually not even really the NHL, because every once in a while you get a guy that comes out of the draft and is like a true rookie and plays right away. But it's not as common in like the NBA. The guys that are going to get drafted later tonight, we're recording this, or sorry, it's tomorrow night. We're recording this on Wednesday. The guys that get drafted tomorrow night, a lot of those guys you're going to see just go straight into a team and make a big difference.
And
Same
that's
thing in the
where
NFL. You get a lot of rookies that make big differences right away.
You're talking the NHL this tomorrow night?
No, NBA draft is tomorrow night.
NBA draft. Okay, well, we got to watch it.
Yeah,
And
we
then-
will.
Yeah.
We will.
Oh, I love it. I actually really feel like I'm getting a firmer grasp on this thing.
So, NBA draft. This is actually something that I wanted to tell you because this is I'll find it and come back to it. But yeah, so that's the basics. We have to.
What's our producer saying?
He's saying that the top 10 picks usually play in the NHL. Right. That proves my point because in the NBA,
Oh, yeah, 'cause they're like,
in the NBA
"We
and
want
the
you."
NFL,
Yeah.
you like half of the fucking draft class definitely plays.
Yeah.
And makes significant impact. And baseball, the baseball draft is like nobody watches the baseball draft because those guys they have minor leagues in baseball.
Yeah.
So they have AAA, AA, and a single A affiliate teams. They call it the farm system, which is weird to me. It's always been weird, but that's what they call it. It's called the farm system. And you have draft picks that usually go work their way up the minor league teams, and then when,
Gotcha.
the organization is like, oh, yeah, he's looking pretty good, they call him up. That's what they call him up to the majors.
Oh,
He's
nice.
on his way to the show.
Ring, ring, ring.
Yep. It's a big phone call for baseball players. So that's that.
Oh, can I talk about something?
Absolutely.
I wanted to do a little bit of time on the Olympics.
Oh, my God. We haven't spoken about the Olympics at all, and it's like the big event happening right now.
I know. Okay, so to start off, I did want to tell you, I think our producer's anticipating this. I want to show you my favorite Olympic event. And here it is.
Oh, this lady looks awful.
I want to teach our dog how to do this. Our dog has really long legs.
That is a beautiful horse.
But I'll be honest, when I was researching the Olympics, I was like, this is sport? I mean, I see why, but I'm always thinking it's like football, basketball, like manly.
I know.
Like
Some of these Olympic sports are crazy obscure. What is this called? Is this just horseback riding?
equestrian.
Equestrian, yeah.
That's a foul. Okay, Fox, you can pause that. And then so that's equestrian. Another sport.
I'm actually mad at myself because I did know that.
Oh,
It's called
it's
dressage.
dressage.
So you're wrong.
Sorry.
So I did not have a foul.
What's equestrian?
Equestrian is horses. That's what I was going to say because I used to film the equestrian team at New Mexico State University.
Did they know you were filming?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They know.
Okay.
They were fully aware.
Remember earlier when I was talking about how sports is cool sometimes because you can really tell how people push their physical boundaries
Right.
and like that's like inspiring. Like that's to me what physical activity is like really pushing the limit what your body can do. Check this out. This next video is crazy. This is from the Olympics. This is we'll just watch this.
80 pounds, that's it?
No, it's more than 80.
Jeez.
She only has 30 seconds to do
She's
this.
like crushing her throat.
Yeah, you can pause it, Fox.
Oh, she fucked herself up. Wait, keep playing it. I want to see.
You wanna see it?
It looks like she got hurt. Oh no.
She almost passed out.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And that was just like, that took my breath away when I saw it. 200 pounds.
That was not 200 pounds.
It was
There's no way.
127 kilograms.
That's it? She just did 200 pounds?
What are you talking about? She just did 200 pounds. That's more than me.
280? What are you... 200 pounds? That's nothing.
Are you kidding me? I could not lift that. I couldn't lift Squink over my body. She's like 60 pounds.
I mean, I guess it's impressive. It's 280 pounds.
280 pounds.
That's more impressive.
I don't know. The last thing that I want to talk about, and we could talk about this a little longer because this is like big news.
Yeah.
You probably already know about it.
What is this?
Vox, when you play this, if you could just turn the volume down a little bit.
Yep, I already know.
'Cause it's a little loud on our phones, but yeah, let's just watch this. This is beautiful.
This is actually huge news, too.
Yeah, it's huge news, and
because she's, I mean...
Yeah, so everybody knows she backed out of the Olympics, and she was winning. She was becoming, I think, what did they say? Like, she won the most gold medals. Like, she's the best athlete in the world right now. Like,
I mean, she's hands down the best at her sport. Like, it's not even close.
But I think she's won the most medals of anyone in the Olympics. Like, but she backed out because of mental health reasons.
Right. I mean, this doesn't look very impressive to me.
To me,
cool!
it's
You
so
can dance. Wow.
To me, watch this.
No, I know. Both of my sisters were gymnasts. Actually,
Fuck.
it's absolutely crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah,
and I love
she's
the dancing
fantastic.
too. It's like, it's fun. I feel like sometimes you see these and they're always cool to me, but sometimes they're really rigid and like classical. But I like that you can tell she's having fun, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
And the band.
that's just. I mean, that's a.
I didn't even see her flip around. Like,
it's a crazy sport. Both of my sisters did this. My one older sister was actually pretty close to maybe competing at this level, but she got hurt.
yeah, and then check this out. Wait, keep playing this one, please. She has like, there's like this little flub that happens here, but it's crazy how it happens because it still looks fucking awesome. It's after this next jump.
Jeez.
Watch this. See how like, obviously you're not supposed to do that, but she made it look really cool. And
So much of an impact on the ground that she literally bounced off of the floor.
off.
Those floors are all springboard,
Yeah.
though. So
And even with that,
yeah.
she won the highest score out of everybody.
Oh, I mean, the shit she's doing here,
I know.
it's unreal. Yeah.
She's a legend.
So she backed out of the Olympics.
Yeah, you could cut that.
How do you feel about that? You think? I mean, it's shocking for the entire world, really, because she changed. Oh, so our producer's saying she's so good that she changed the scoring system to make it more fair to other gymnasts.
Yeah, other gymnasts were saying that it's not fair because she's so good that they have
Which
to
is
change this.
crazy.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, shut the fuck up and just be better.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing that's really starting to bother me.
Same.
Like that's pretty common in sports. No, it's not fair. Well, be better. I don't know what to say.
Isn't that what the Olympics is all about?
Yeah,
Like, you go
it's
and show the best of the best.
about competition, and
Yeah.
she's not going to be there forever. Like, just wait.
Yeah, just wait for the bar to be lowered. Like,
Yeah. But so that's something crazy about. I actually applaud her for doing what she thinks is right.
me too.
Some people think that like I was having this conversation last night, and some people say, she let her team down. She's letting her team down. If I was on her team, I would fucking hate her and like all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, she is a world class athlete, a world-class gymnast who could literally do anything she wants now. She's so famous. If her mental stability is that out of whack that she literally has to give up the thing she's been waiting for the last 4 years, she's giving it all up. You don't think that she's going through something? She must be going through a tremendous amount. And for her to go, you know what? Enough is enough.
Yeah.
My mental health is more important than this Olympics, whatever, and walk away. Hats off to Simone Biles.
Yeah, she's only 24, 25. Like,
Yeah.
and to go through a pandemic like we all did, like, I don't know, that's something to think about as well. Being that young and going through that and then having to compete in a world. Like, when I saw the opening ceremonies, they're all wearing masks.
Yeah.
Like, it's a global event that happened. And so I agree with you. I think I don't have a lot of pride. I don't like to have too much pride in something. I think that's a scary area to get into. So I'm not like, oh no, you're letting USA down. It's like you've given so much to the sport and keeping gymnastics, like that idea of it, like
and
adding to it.
Anybody that is mad at her, why don't you go do the fucking backflips? Why don't you go do the triple layouts?
It's true.
You do it. You're letting us down. You do it.
Our producer.
I mean, but hang on. I want to get
Yeah.
into this too, because this is another really important component of this whole story. You heard about Larry Nassar.
Yeah. No, I did, but I forget.
This is a serious thing, because the entire
I know the name and I remember something happening, but I can't remember what happened.
the entire United States gymnastics was basically under fire.
Oh, the pervert.
Dr. Larry
Yeah.
Nassar.
Oh, this is disgusting. I watched a documentary on this. I forgot his name.
I feel like it's common knowledge now, but he was, I would say, the most prolific rapist and sexual assaulter. Like, he would have made the Olympics if that was an Olympic category.
Yeah, he was like the Epstein of the Olympics.
It was unbelievable. And she was part of the program when he was there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So that's something else that I don't think a lot of people are talking about.
Oh my God.
I mean, she toughed it out, and I can't remember exactly what she said during that whole thing, but she was just like, she was kind of like strong and silent, sort of through the entire thing, and I mean, it's hard to say how much of an impact that had on her, So
I mean, just hearing it now, and I'm not even involved, has an impact on me. Like that, it makes me hurt. Like, I can't imagine if you're there. I just want to look at her and say, "Hey, you won."
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to bend over backwards for anybody anymore.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, 265 women victims.
Wow.
For Larry Nassar. Yeah, that's more victims than fucking Simone Biles has medals. Tell you that much.
Well, she still won.
Yeah, she wins. She wins. Hats off to Simone Biles.
Yeah, she's got a gold medal in my book.
Yeah. So one other thing I want to say before we wrap up, because we have to get through our bets, and then we got to get out of here.
Okay.
So this is something I was very excited about. The NBA draft projections have the Phoenix Suns will be picking 29th unless they trade out of their spot.
Okay, and how many are there?
There's 2 rounds in the draft. So there's roughly, I think there's 65 picks total.
Dang,
60. Sorry, 60 picks total.
Phoenix is 29th?
Yeah, because so the way that the draft order works out in the NBA,
It should be second because they got second last season.
No, it's second to last because there's 30 teams.
Oh, I thought.
So the best team drafts last. That's how it works in all sports.
Oh, but I thought you said there's 65.
There's 60 picks. Every team, there's 2 rounds.
Oh, 60 picks.
So the NFL draft,
teams.
for example, they have 7 rounds, and then all of the drafts work slightly differently. But the NFL draft, you have 7 rounds. Every team gets a first-round pick again, unless you traded your first-round pick.
Yeah.
But everybody has a slot, so it's 32 teams. Right?
Oh, there's 32 teams total. Okay.
So there's like...
I thought there were way more.
No, there's 32 NFL teams.
Oh, okay. I also thought we were talking about NBA. Okay, so
no,
we're talking about the NFL.
And there are 30 NBA teams.
30? Oh, wow. I thought there were way more.
No, 30 NBA teams.
So, like, where do I even start with this? I thought there was, like, 1,000 teams.
No, it's just 30.
30 NBAs and 32 NFLs.
Yep.
Okay, so we're doing NFL. That's what we're looking at.
No, we're looking at NBA draft tomorrow night.
Okay, NBA.
29th pick.
Sorry,
the Phoenix Suns are projected, it's not for sure, they're projected to pick somebody by the name of Bones Highland.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Is that not the coolest fucking name you've ever heard?
First name Bones?
First name Bones, last name Highland.
Yeah. Let's, yeah.
I would pick him first just based on his name.
So we have to wait 29 teams to pick, so we have to hope.
28. You are 29.
Okay, we have to hope nobody picks Bones
He is
Highland.
not that highly touted. He's very good point guard.
Yeah, but his name is Bones
His name is Bones
Highland.
Highland.
I don't care how he plays.
His name is Bones Highland.
It sounds like you're saying Bones Island.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's
it's so cool.
Yeah, okay. I wanna
So we'll watch that tomorrow night.
Okay.
Now, like we said before, there's really not a lot of sports going on right now. I mean, we do have the Gold Cup is happening.
What's the Gold Cup?
It already happened. I can't
Soccer?
remember. I haven't been following it.
Soccer
yeah,
is
it's soccer.
cups.
So there was the Euro
wait,
Cup.
Soccer's cups, football's rings. What did they win in basketball? Did they win a gold basketball or something?
Actually, yes, that is the trophy.
They do?
Yeah,
They
it's
win
a gold. It's a
That's
gold
hilarious.
basketball on like a golden hoop.
Wow. And then hockey, there's like a icy or something.
Stanley Cup.
Oh yeah, they also do cups.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah. So I mean, there's really not a lot going on. The
Yeah,
Olympics
what
are
about-
going on.
What about baseball?
Baseball is really the only sport that you should be betting on right now. All right. Well, let's start here. So starting tomorrow, we've got Pirates Brewers.
Oh, I would like to go for the Pirates because I have a Barry Bonds outfit and I know he used to play on the Pirates.
Okay, that's a great reason to pick them. Great reason to pick them. I'm picking the Brewers.
I don't know anything about the Brewers.
They're from Milwaukee.
Cool.
They have the best record in the NL Central.
Not tomorrow.
Gonna get their asses kicked.
I'm getting competitive. I think the Pirates are gonna steal the game.
They might. I doubt it though. So these are all games for tomorrow. So tomorrow, Brewers Pirates. You have the Pirates. I have the Brewers. Who do you think is going to win between the Athletics and the Angels? The Oakland Athletics
Angels all the way, baby.
and the Anaheim Angels. I am also going to pick the Angels, actually.
Yeah, always go to God.
Because, I mean, Oakland's very good, but I don't like the pitching matchup. So,
Your reasons seem a lot more educated than mine.
yeah. Mets Braves tomorrow. Drew Smiley against Taijuan Walker.
Oh, Smiley. Mets.
He plays on the Braves.
Oh, Braves. Smiley Braves. I'm going the Braves.
Okay, you got the Braves. I will take the Mets tomorrow. Okay, so this we have to pick on this game. I'm gonna do that one last actually because I feel like it's the best game. But before that, we'll go to your home team.
Diamondbacks. I went Diamondbacks.
They don't actually play until Friday, so
We can watch it. Or Friday. So we're doing all games tomorrow?
yeah, all the games are tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, for the last game or the two last games, Cubs Nationals. Who do you got?
Cubs.
Cubs.
Yeah, they're cute.
I'm going to pick the Nationals, even though the Cubs are my team. Max Scherzer is
Make
pitching.
it interesting. Thank you.
Max Scherzer is pitching for the Nationals, and he is filthy. So he's probably just going to destroy the Cubs. All right, last game, and this is the big
Oh, God, there's
game.
so many.
This is the big one, and this is. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Tomorrow is Cubs Reds. I apologize, not Cubs Nationals. Who do you got? Cubs or Reds?
Cubs.
Cubs. I will also take the Cubs. And this is the big game.
Oh, okay.
This one's the big one.
I feel like you just
The
listed 100 games.
The two best teams in the league right now, both playing in the NL West. We live in this city. Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, I'm on the Dodgers.
Against the San Francisco Giants.
Well, that's
You
funny.
didn't even. I love how you made the pick without even hearing who the other team was.
That's funny because Barry Bonds also played on the Giants.
He did.
But I like the Dodgers.
Dodgers are. I mean, you have to say that living here because if somebody hears
Yeah, I don't want to get my head bashed.
you, yeah, Dodgers fans are crazy.
They are.
So you're taking the Dodgers?
Yeah.
Call me crazy. I'm picking the Giants.
Oh my God, you're crazy.
I'm picking the Giants tomorrow. So we just agreed on 3 games then, I believe. So we'll see. So
Yeah,
whoever
today.
has the best record will have to, or sorry, whoever loses this betting on these 5 games
Right.
will have to pie Andrew Fox in the face, while our actual producer, Chris Wilmoth, king of physical comedy, watches him get pied in the face.
Like
If we tie,
a cuck.
yeah, he is a cuck. If we tie, we both have to pie him.
Okay. Fair. I think that sounds fair.
Okay.
We got to bet. That's
there's
the
a
first
lot-
bet I ever made.
There's a lot on the line. 5 baseball games tomorrow night. I'm excited. We got the NBA draft tomorrow. We didn't even get to talk about hockey.
I know, we
there's
have
a lot. There's a
so-
lot happening in hockey right now, but we're just gonna have to get to that next week.
We have so
a lot
much
of
to
free agency
cover.
signings. The Seattle Kraken.
Yeah, I don't know.
They
It's-
are an expansion hockey team. Next year would be their first year of existence. They just started. And they're signing their players now. They had their expansion draft, and they're stealing players away from other teams. So it's the NHL is very exciting right now, even though it's not actually. There's not actually games being played. It's still very fun to follow. So, do you have anything else that you want to say, Jesse? Because
I'll be honest, that's a lot of information. Kind of zoning out now. It's a lot to cram in, but I thank you for taking the time to teach me this, and thank you everybody for watching and hanging out with us.
Yeah. If you want to make some suggestions, or you want to hear us talk about something, feel free.
Yeah, we'll put the email link under the video in
Yeah.
the description, and we'd love to hear from you. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And follow me at Dr. Moquin.
and follow me all things at Jetski Johnson.
Yeah. So thanks for listening. This was our first episode. We're going to get better and better each time. We're going to have some segments coming up. Thank you guys so much for listening to Sports in Bed.
Bye. We're out of here.